You're checking out the longest running online radio show on the iPower Evening Show. DeMarco J on Pretty Ricky and Stefan Mason.
American Black History Fact.
Presented by McDonald's.
Deeply rooted within the African American community.
365.
Right here, right now.
On the iPower Evening Show.
Yep, it's time for the American Black History Fact. Presented by McDonald's, deeply rooted within the African American community, 365. Yes, Black History Month may be over for this year, but it's never over for black people because black history in America is celebrated every day. And today's little-known Black History Fact is focused on the sanitation workers' strike in Memphis, Tennessee of 1968, which called for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to come down there, protesting the poor conditions of African-American sanitation workers. Black employees were discriminated on the job, making a low minimum wage, under $2 or less for their take-home pay, working a 9-hour shift. Unlike white sanitation workers, who had better conditions, were allowed to shower in the locker rooms and eat their lunch during break inside the cafeteria. African Americans were purposely left out based on the color of their skin. 2 black employees were forced to eat outside in the pouring rain, which forced the 2 black sanitation workers to eat their lunch inside of a trash compactor, using it as a shed from getting drenched, till the trash compactor malfunctioned, killing the 2 black sanitation workers. With that said, here are those who were there that year of 1968, courtesy of NBC's Today Show.
April 4th, 1968 is on the list of infamous dates in American history that includes November 22nd, 1963 and September 11th, 2001. April 4th is the date Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated outside his hotel room in Memphis. Dr. King was there in support of striking sanitation workers. Harry Smith caught up nearly half a century later with one of those men.
Memphis, spring 1968. Black sanitation workers are on strike. Their work stoppage was not welcome. National Guard troops line the streets. Bayonets drawn.
There had been agitation over the years for higher wages and better working conditions.
Fred Davis was on the city council then. At day's end, the black garbage men would be covered with stinking slime. The white drivers had showers. There were no showers for the men on the back of the truck.
Just a putrid kind of injustice.
Men like Elmo Nickelberry made $1.25 for a 9-hour day.
It really was a filthy job.
Yeah. Describe it. What was it like? What was it like when you come home?
I couldn't come in the house. I smelled so bad.
Mr. Nickelberry can laugh about it now, but when he came home from serving in the Army in Korea, there were no jobs for a black man in Memphis.
For 2 weeks, and stand outside the gate, and the man said, "Boy, you want a job?" I said, "Yes, sir."
Steady, even filthy work was better than no work. But when their demands for nickel and dime raises or even a shower went unheeded, they went on strike.
Were you afraid to strike?
I wasn't afraid of nothing.
Mr. Nickelberry felt he had no choice.
I had to do what I had to do. If you got a family, you got to stand up for them.
Their strikers' cause had found no sympathy in white Memphis, and into a city consumed by tension came Martin Luther King Jr. He came twice. The second time, he delivered this speech.
And I've seen the promised land.
The next evening, King would be shot dead on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel.
That make a man feel mighty bad. Man come to help you and he get killed. It do something to you.
Think you can still feel it now?
Yeah.
The strike would be settled, and men like Elmo Nickelberry went back to work.
Shall we go to work? Yeah, would you mind if I ride with you?
In fact, at 85, he's still working. Distrustful of the city, the sanitation workers opted out of the Memphis City pension plan 49 years ago. So men like Mr. Nickelberry had only Social Security to retire on.
The sanitation workers would actually meet at this location.
Jim Strickland is the current mayor of Memphis. The city is awarding some 24 surviving strikers grants of $70,000 each.
The garbage is going to be picked up in Memphis.
You think about my predecessor 50 years ago, wouldn't even negotiate with these men. And to be able to be in the same position as that man and sort of rectify a wrong, I feel very honored.
And with that money, Mr. Nickelberry says he might even think about retiring.
What are you going to do with that money?
I'm going to put on me some Bermuda shorts.
Bermuda shorts?
Bermuda shorts.
Right.
I'm going fishing and have myself some fun. That's what I'm going to do.
Harry Smith, Memphis.
And that was your American Black History Fact, presented by McDonald's, deeply rooted within the African American community. 365 Black.
How you gonna know where I'm at if you ain't been where I've been? Understand where I'm coming from?